Hey guys, welcome to Inner Peace Tarot. Today we're going to be doing an all signs reading, and we're going to be looking into energies that you'll be balancing out this week. We're going to start with Taurus and just go in order. Okay. So for Taurus, I see you sort of balancing out a situation that it's giving like very on off, very high highs, very low lows, and very back and forth. And I am kind of getting it as like a communication thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be with another person. Anytime we're talking about another energy, it could be, an environment or something you are giving your energy to. I see just kind of repeatedly disappoints you. In the moment, I see you very happy with what you're getting back, which it isn't a lot, being the Page of Wands. But it's certainly fulfilling to you. So that in of itself is sort of very imbalanced, right? Like, it's making me think of the idea of like breadcrumbing. Like, that shouldn't be enough for anyone, but when you're conditioned to celebrate those little tiny wins, it really will satiate that fix, you know what I mean? So I see you sort of bringing balance to the situation by taking an empowered space with the Chariot, and giving into what you feel with the Two of Cups reversed to be a necessary distance that you create with this energy. So even though just a little breadcrumb can do so much for you in the moment, you're taking into account how quickly that turns around. Yeah, and I am seeing like a little bit of like an illusion with like this like sparrow sort of mirroring this, dark angel shadow, I'm hearing like allowing the distance to shed light on the illusion, and that will bring balance to whatever it is that we are referring to here. So might be kind of hard, just because, I mean, this is the Nine of Cups. That that is a really good feeling. That's a really nice energy space to be in. But it's not empowering, paired with the Page of Wands. So definitely stepping into this Chariot space in the coming week. And again, allowing for that distance is what you can sort of expect. All right, so we'll move into Gemini. What is the Gemini collective bringing balance to in the coming week? Okay, so somewhat similar to Taurus. I'm going to keep reading, but what I'm seeing here right off the bat, we're going to be bringing balance to a situation where I'm hearing perpetual. There was this perpetual imbalance, and I can see that it's coming from a place of like needing to acknowledge that, like, you may be telling yourself that like you're giving an appropriate amount, or that you're not giving too much to whatever this is. That you are conservative about the energy you bring to this space. You know, maybe you have like clearly written out boundaries, you know, I'm not giving this until I get this back. But I see either you're not totally adhering to that, or you're like clinging to the book, right? And like that could be what's creating this imbalance. So let's take a look at like what you're currently embodying energy-wise in this space. So just like refusing to walk away from a certain situation, refusing to pull your assets back. So yeah, it could be more of a denial kind of a thing. Not really following your rule book, not really following the guidance of like your higher self. Why is that there? Okay. So at a means of bringing balance to the situation, I sort of foresee you further involving yourself in some social aspect that you know isn't in alignment with you. To sort of helicopter a situation, to sort of like ensure that everyone is playing by the rules with these two cards. It's the Eight of Swords and the Page of Cups. Interesting. I don't know what I'm reading on necessarily. Yeah, so I think you're being guided to sort of bring balance in a way that's larger scale. So not as micromanagey, not as focused on other people in the situation, and more so focused inward and on how you can accept this sort of paradigm shift that's happening with whatever it is that you are committed to here. Okay, and I'm looking at the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. So maybe meditate on that combination. Look into those cards if you're not familiar with tarot. But there's definitely like too much focus on the people and situations outside of you as far as this imbalanced overall situation goes. We got to loosen the reins, particularly around not wanting to walk away or not wanting to adhere to this like set of rules that you have implemented. You might be giving before actually seeing what you said you needed to get in order to give that thing. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. We'll move into Cancer. Tell me about Cancer. What is Cancer bringing balance to in the coming week? The Hierophant. I'm hearing dedication. I'm getting like some kind of approval. It's giving you earned it, sort of a thing. We'll go ahead and look into the energy you're currently embodying, Cancer. You're being accountable for Nine of Pentacles reversed. Let's get some clarification. Either being accountable or holding people accountable for whatever this is. Some kind of greed or like overly controlling frequency in this space of the Hierophant. So I'm seeing this as like a group. So like, be it a family dynamic or a workplace or some kind of organization. This accountability that you're holding, it's very impactful. I don't see that other people in this space do this. I'm feeling tempted to look into the imbalance of the Hierophant, but you know, I love to clarify. But I'm more so feeling like I shouldn't, so I'm just not. Hopefully you know what this is alluding to. The Hierophant can also like refer to contracts. Okay. You may have called something out that is not in alignment with the values of what this space claims to have. I see this as being like something quite disturbing, honestly. Kind of unspeakable. So I don't know if you called that out specifically, but by way of holding people accountable to these values, you know, you are kind of calling it out in a way without having to say it explicitly. Again, I don't know what this is necessarily about for everyone. I really am feeling guided not to delve too much into it. But I do think that like the approach you're taking is wise. I'm hearing the values either are upheld or you know what you have to do, which may come down to something more extreme, but there's no reasoning with whatever this unspeakable thing is kind of what I'm getting. I'm hearing you're about to get your answer by way of the approach you're taking. And similar to what we just read, I think it was in Gemini. It's going to come down to you staying focused on your own story and your own narrative and not getting too caught up in what other people decide to do about this. You know? Sending light and protection your way. I'm not really sure, again, what I'm reading into, but I hope that this was helpful. So let's read into Leo. I just heard manipulation with the Page of Pentacles in reversed. So what are Leos bringing balance to in the coming week? Some kind of illusion that you are either trying to create I'm hearing facade, or that someone around you, whatever energy you're connecting with, again, it could be a person, a place, whatever, a job. That other energy is trying to create. So I just caught sight of the Two of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Swords in reverse. And whichever way this goes, by way of bringing balance to this illusion, someone is going to realize they're not missing much. So I don't know if there's some kind of loss here or a loss, you know, someone was trying to make someone else feel like they're missing out on something that they were really being protected from. So we'll look at what Leo is currently embodying energy-wise. Yeah. So I'm kind of seeing this as Leo's energy, but flip it if you need to. Flip it if your higher self wants you to flip it. I see you sort of clinging to this false narrative with the King of Swords in reverse. It's not really like... Let's clarify it. Yeah. It's just not super honest. You know, however conscious or unconscious that deceptive... I'm hearing it is verbal, so... We're talking about a very specific, straight up lie that has been told. I'm seeing this energy shift that will bring balance to this grand illusion, being sort of a oh my god, it's like so wet right here. My cards. Being a point of recognition where Leo or whoever was doing this lying realizes that they created or nurtured this missed opportunity, this loss. By way of, these two cards are giving me like gaslighting. It's the Emperor reversed and the Eight of Wands reversed. this was deliberate, whatever we're reading on right now. Balance will be brought by way of, Leo, you recognizing that, or again, whoever, that whoever lied nurtured this loss, you know, by either gaslighting another party or I'm hearing like punishing someone for a boundary that was set, like retaliating, that sort of a thing. So take it as you will. I feel like this can apply to like many different contexts. Yeah, I'm hearing like I can do better. I'm hearing abundance, but it's a front. I'm hearing someone wanted to cheat the boundary. Okay, so hopefully you know what this is referring to. I hope that this was helpful. It does seem like maybe you were working against or working for this imbalance. So it may be a little bit abrasive, you know, but anytime balance is being brought to a situation, you know, I think that it's for the best, and you can kind of decide what you want to do with that. Create more imbalance, especially after the lesson was brought forth, or learn how to work with that, the balanced energies, and you know, I'm hearing alchemize, even when, specifically I'm hearing when the situation is very acidic or hard to digest. Okay, so we're looking to Virgo. I'm feeling this like contemplating the future sort of energy, but we'll get into it. Okay, so I'm seeing a situation where someone was feeling impatient about something, or not really taking the time to like sow and nurture the seeds of some situation. And maybe as a result of that, I'm hearing like blue steam, by like talking about the situation, kind of in a harsh way, possibly like an untrue way. In a space that really either wasn't relevant or, I don't know, played a significant role, one or the other. It's giving like very like projecty energies. So tell me about the current energy space that Virgo is embodying. You're realizing that whatever was said here in this space is not in alignment with how you actually feel about it. Yeah. And I mean, with the Judgment card, there is like a brave, accountable energy that comes with it. I'm seeing this character sort of like hauling this heavy piece of wood. It's the idea of like, you made this bed and now like you are prepared to sleep in it, kind of a thing. I'm hearing it again, that this was sort of rooted in like a lack of patience. This was rooted in trying to satiate some kind of impatience through this like gossipy word vomit. I don't know. So what is the energy shift taking place within Virgo that will bring balance to this? I see you, Virgo, ultimately just wanting to change your situation. So maybe you got called out for this energy, or I'm hearing lost respect. it could be that you lost respect for yourself and you want to find that respect for yourself again. So you kind of, there's a willingness to make this right. So I do see you being excited about this balance, you know, wanting to understand sort of what caused you to say something that wasn't actually how you felt. And you're being guided to look at that impatience. What were you being impatient about? What uncomfortable emotion were you not willing to sit through? At the time that you said these things. Yeah, and interesting. I'm getting like also to look at what you thought you were controlling by way of using the words that you used. Why that felt appropriate to you. I'm hearing ego. So what purpose was your ego serving? What was your ego trying to protect you from, as far as that those uncomfortable emotions go? You know, it's definitely hard, but I think it's really beautiful that there is this strong sense of like, I don't like what I've manifested for myself. I don't like how I have to look at myself. You know, and understanding that like you're not acting or speaking in alignment with your own truth, and wanting to change that, like genuinely. Not necessarily for anyone, not necessarily, you know, it's really good energy to be in, to make changes that actually matter in your life. So love that for you. I hope that this was helpful. We will move into, it's fun, Libra. I'm seeing like a kid on a swing with, I guess, like a parent. And I'm feeling this like, you know, that Libra energy of like, weighing out both sides, you know. Justice card. Kind of doing what you need to be doing. So take that as you will. We'll get into it. What situation, okay, is Libra bringing balance to? This is giving like financial. I'm looking at the Six of Wands reversed with the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe you haven't been feeling stable is what I'm getting from this. I'm hearing picky. I'm hearing getting dirty, or like not wanting to get dirty. It's giving kind of like eat your vegetables, doing the things that like you don't necessarily want to do, but will have a very clear payoff. Okay, so current energy that Libra is embodying. Yeah, I see you rejecting this, you know, lack of motivation to get dirty, to do, you know, really nitpicky work, just something like that. It's not really giving like lazy, but just not motivated to create this like, you know, financially stable, by your own doing, by, you know, like hard, you know. So you're rejecting that lack of motivation. You're biting the bullet, sort of a thing, at least in an energetic space. I'm hearing you're being like cold-blooded about it. I don't really see that as being like mean or like, but just kind of, how can I say? Like eating your vegetables. I don't know. Like if you're a kid and you don't want to eat your vegetables, but they're good for you, you know, you got to eat your broccoli before you can go watch TV. I don't know. That's how my childhood was. You're just kind of like, whatever, I'll eat the broccoli, so that I can have that stability that I know that I want and that I deserve. So let's look at the energy shift that is bringing balance to the situation. Okay. So this could be like noticing that you are holding on to a paradigm, maybe about money or work, that is keeping you stuck, that is keeping you, you know, unmotivated to be a part of it at all. You know, I'm looking at like this guy's got his like hands tied, feet tied. I'm seeing this like claw on this guy's back. It's like you don't want to like let the stress of like money and work take over you like that. But I almost see this like recognizing that that in itself, that mentality is a paradigm, to think that like, you know, financial stability and work, you know, whatever you attach to the word work, whatever meaning you attach, really shifting that and recognizing that that is a toxic paradigm, and just being ready to release that with this current energy you're embodying. So viewing it less like, you know, damn, I really got my hands tied here, I have to do this, and shifting more into a space of you can enjoy the process of making money, that you can enjoy the process of, you know, having that material abundance, that it doesn't necessarily mean you have to become a slave to it, that it, you know, I am going to kind of like segue really quick because I made this realization recently in my own life about, you know, especially in this like spiritual community, you have a lot of people talking about getting out of the matrix. And I think for a while I interpreted that as not working for anybody. Which in some way like was helpful, you know, like starting your own business, whatever, like we love that. But at some point, like it shifted from this, if I work for somebody, I am getting, you know, sucked in by the matrix, to if I just focus on working for people that I want to work for, or doing jobs that I want to do, that's less so the idea of the matrix. I think that like you're stuck in the matrix when you hate what you do, you hate putting time and energy into a job, but you refuse to leave it because you feel enslaved to it. You feel like you can't survive without it. That is that concept of the matrix. And that's sort of what I see you shifting with this, like, you know, it's actually kind of exciting. It's like you're excited to start creating this like stable situation for yourself. Again, for yourself, in a way that like embodies 9 of Cups energy, you know, wish fulfillment. You know, this guy really doesn't have a lot to complain about, and he's getting a bag, so that's very exciting. So I really see you tapping into that to bring balance to this like sort of lack of financial success that you may feel like you're experiencing or have been experiencing for however long. Yeah, and that was Libra, so. Yeah, and you might start noticing too, like, where that belief about money and work sort of came from, because it's going to irritate you when you hear people talking about what a drag all these things are. So if that's you, you're definitely like on the right track. You are not victim to any kind of like matrix, like, I don't know, it's a very exciting shift in beliefs. And it'll have like a direct payoff, a very physical payoff, you know, which is exciting. Cool, so we'll get into Scorpio. Hair is wild in today. I'm feeling this like impatient, idle. It's making me think of the random channeled general message that I posted yesterday or the day before. Tell me about the situation that we are bringing balance to for Scorpio. Interesting. So I'm seeing it two ways. And I'm hearing oscillation, so maybe it's like two different ways that you oscillate between, whatever. There's some kind of like excess, some kind of like, it's coming through as like self-sabotage, overindulgent. Again, reminds me of the video that I last posted. So on one hand, being motivated to walk away from whatever that excessive thing is. On the other hand, I'm seeing it as like being motivated to overindulge as a means of walking away from something. Okay, so let's look at the current energy. So looking at the Queen of Wands and the Five of Wands. It's very like over the top, fiery. I'm hearing showy. Sassy, like you don't mess with me kind of kind of a vibe. Underneath that we have the Tower in reversed with the Knight of Swords in reversed and the Ace of Pentacles in reversed. So maybe the excessive energy is just like being that Queen of Wands where you really don't take shit. But with the Five of Wands, it's a little bit like, again, showy. It's a little bit, we're moving into more of a theatrical space. And I'm seeing like, you may be embodying that heavily to avoid having to acknowledge that it's over the top, which what I'm seeing with the Knight of Swords in reversed and the Ace of Pentacles in reversed is sort of like think you just kind of pulled the rug out from underneath another energy that you're dealing with in this context. You know, and I think that like you lean into not having to acknowledge that by way of this excessive energy, but this excessive energy is also the thing that it's like you didn't have to pull the rug out from someone, but you we'll say this. The Queen of Wands is creative. I'm seeing this peacock in the Ace of Pentacles reversed, which can indicate, again, a loss, a missed opportunity, a revoked offer. There is another way to manifest that. That isn't theatrical or dramatic. That wasn't pulling the rug, like, I don't know. Okay. I'm looking at the Temperance card with the Ace of Wands reversed. It just fell on the floor. Tempering with a lack of passion of some kind. Boredom. Okay, yeah, and in the beginning we were feeling this like restless. I'm sitting still because there's nothing else for me to really do at this time, but it's not comfortable. It's actually reminding me a little bit of the Virgo energy, but more internal. Let's go ahead and look at the energy shift. We've got the Moon, the Knight of Wands reversed, the Seven of Swords reversed, the Three of Wands reversed, and the Sun in reverse. But the Sun kind of like turned a little bit. So that could be like, could have to do with like that oscillating energy that we keep picking up on. Okay, this is what I'm getting. When you pulled that rug, you came through with this like, you know, I love that I'm doing this. I love that I'm ending this situation. You know, my life is golden. Just very like, I'm good kind of energy. And that's not the reality of loss, is kind of what I'm getting. And you're feeling that. You're feeling that loss is actually, does not feel that great. And it's not that you didn't know that, but like, again, the showiness of it. Like, it's okay to be in pain about a loss. Even if this was like a shitty situation, you know what I mean? Even if the person deserves the loss, or even if, you know, it is a loss at the end of the day. Yeah, I see this, like, the shift in your energy in the coming week that's going to bring balance to this, like, I'm out of here, excessive, over the top, you know, but like not confidently so, because it's because of this oscillation we're seeing. Balance will be brought to that situation by way of recognizing when you are being excessive in that way, when you are feeling the need to come across like you're not feeling any kind of disappointment or pain or whatever. And being honest with yourself that, like, you know, it hurt. I'm a Scorpio, and I feel like this resonates a lot. And without personalizing it too much, it's making me think of this song that I've been listening to by Courtney Barnett, and it's like, don't apply compression gently, which was really funny actually when I think about, it's like, you applied compression very, very hard. But there's a line where she's like, I may not be 100% happy, but at least I'm not with you. And so kind of just letting both kind of be true, you know? You wanted this to end, but you're disappointed that it came to that. You know what I mean? Something about that. So I hope that this was helpful. For other Scorpios out there, it's certainly helpful for me. Go ahead and clear that energy and get into Sagittarius. Okay, I'm seeing the Strength card and the King of Cups. We're gonna put them back, but keep them in mind. Kind of getting like you're certain about some kind of like pursuit, some kind of emotional pursuit. Whether it be that like you're certain that someone will chase you or pursue you, or you're certain that someone will be receptive to your offer. What situation is going to be brought to balance in the coming week for Sagittarius? Okay. So for Sagittarius, I'm seeing that you're in this point of like stagnation, and I'm seeing it as like being caused by, you know, insisting that like you're trapped in this situation, you know, you're really marinating in that distress. It's very like, woe is me a little bit, which like, life is about all the emotions, so it is kind of hard to like recognize that you've been in that space, but show yourself some grace, right? Like, it's kind of what you do after that point that really matters. So what is the current energy that you're embodying, Sagittarius? Yeah, so really just being in that space of not being very optimistic about getting out of whatever this Eight of Swords is. It's an illusion. The idea of the Eight of Swords is that it's an illusion that you're trapped. Your experience is that you are stuck here. There is nothing else you can do. But we can see, because we aren't in this situation, we're not blindfolded, we can see that there is a way out. There's actually, I mean, it's 8 swords. It's not that many. Like, there's a way around them, sort of a thing. She just can't see that. She can't experience. She's too involved. And I'm seeing this King of Cups again, so we're just gonna like leave that there. I'm hearing like, I'm never gonna love again. Like, this could be like, you know, childhood trauma related. And if not, you're being guided to kind of look at your childhood and sort of how you were taught to love, how you were taught to view love, particularly around like a mother figure, and particularly like in the home, space. I'm hearing hosting, I'm hearing gender roles. So there's a lot that can be done, understood, transcended about this belief around love and emotional availability. But we got to get out of that like victim space. You know, sort of separate yourself, honor the emotions that come with the experience, but then get to a point where you can step back and think, okay, what do I have control over at this point of my life? Something like that. So what is the energy shift that is going to happen for Sagittarius in the coming week? So just then the cards fell and the Four of Wands flipped upside down, next to the Queen of Cups, and I see you like separating from that like victim mentality. You don't need to be saved, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, you are taking a more empowered approach where you reparent yourself. You teach yourself the things that you know to be true about love, not that someone else was in your ear about. And really nurturing your capacity to take on a new value system. Yeah, there's a strong association with this like past memory, this past, you know, childhood trauma, whatever it is. We're just like, love equals pain. And you don't actually believe that. Otherwise, you know, you wouldn't be feeling this like victimization around it, right? But with the sun in reversed, I'm seeing this like pentacle in the sun. And then the 5 of Pentacles in reverse next to the Empress in sort of like the energy shift. Those are the only 2 pentacles I'm seeing in this reading right now. So it's really giving like putting in the effort to sort of reprogram your inner child, reteach your inner child that like love and pain are 2 separate things, and I don't know. Again, taking that empowered space where like you can be the parent that you did not have, to yourself. Being emotionally available in the ways that your parents maybe were not. So that's a big one. Like, I think like a lot of people kind of go through this where they're just so tired of being the victim. They're so tired of being at the mercy of people around them. And one day you just start taking accountability for sort of the actions you're not taking that you could be, that you weren't taught to. And you just, you know, without disregarding the reality of that conditioning, you step into that position of power in your own life, and you show up for yourself the way that you want other people to show up for you. You know, and that will attract a different experience. So it's pretty exciting. Move into Capricorn. Capricorn. What energy is Capricorn bringing balance to? Actually, let's stop right here. I'm going to do Capricorn as like a separate